It's lights out and away we go!
What's up, guys and girls, and welcome back to the F1 podcast. I'm joined by David.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
So it was a bit of a interesting Australia.
Careful what you say. Get too close to the white line, you'll get a penalty. I was sure by the end of it, even Crofty was going to end up with one.
Jesus, I mean, that was just...
Yeah, what was it you said to me? 1,200 separate violations across the weekend.
They said it was 1,200 across the entire weekend. There needs to be serious changes.
The changes need to come from the drivers. Stay within the white lines. It's quite simple. It's like you driving down a road.
Oh yeah.
Stay within your lane.
I know that, but it was just...
You know, if you run too wide out of a corner on the road and run over an old granny, you're not just going to get a warning for it.
No, I mean, not... God, I can't find what I was looking for then. Before we... I mean... Before we kick this off, I do want to say condolences about the Dutch driver who...
Yeah, another one killed at Spa.
Yeah. He was 18 years of age.
This is where it's kind of difficult for me because as much as I love Spa, I do. I've made no qualms about it in the past. Even I accept it is not good if we're losing multiple drivers.
Yeah. I mean,
it's...
Did you see what Ellen had sent in the end?
Yeah, I did, and it was a
shocker.
My heart goes out to the guy that hit him.
Oh yeah, that guy will be traumatized.
He's got to live with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't his fault. He has no blame in that situation.
No, because the car...
But that doesn't change what you feel.
No, because the car obviously hit the barrier. It hit
bounced
the barrier, bounced back into the track.
The same place that we lost Anton the other year, and
was
remember? No.
Was Anton Hubert not just slightly?
It was slightly
further down.
Further back, wasn't it? But it was the same piece of track, and obviously Norris had that massive accident. Was it last year or the year before? At this point, it was last year, wasn't it? Because the year before was the race that never happened. We had 2 laps behind the safety car and called it a win.
Yeah, it was
last year. Norris had that massive crash in qualifying in tricky conditions.
And Seb stopped.
Yeah. Now, we all know what Spa can be like for weather. It's been a running joke of Spa that it can be pissing down at one end of the track and bone dry at the other. Due to the topography of the area. But like I say, it's... What do you do? I don't want to see us not race there. I think that would be a shame. It would be a shame to the people of that area, the Belgians, the industries that rely on the racetrack for survival. But at the same time, we say we don't send them lads out there and expecting them not to come home.
Well, yeah. It's one of them things. It happens.
Oh, I've said in the past, motorsport is dangerous. You are never going to take every little bit of danger out of it without killing it. That's just the way it is, and I think we should be so proud of the record that motorsport, certainly F1 in particular, has. I mean, Jules was the last driver we lost at a race weekend in Formula 1. And let me just fact check before I finish this sentence. That was 2015, so that was 8 years ago at this point.
Yeah. Nobody's...
As far as I'm aware, we've not even had a death of like a marshal or anything, have we? That's...
No. No, there's been nothing else. There's been nothing else since that fateful incident.
Mm. And we've seen some horrific crashes that people walk away from, which is insane. But
Like,
yeah, I don't want to bring too much of a macabre.
just like going back into, obviously it's race week, so obviously it'll be Silverstone at the weekend. Guan Yu Zhou
Correct.
was the perfect example.
Oh yeah, God, that. Oof.
When he went between, when he went up, you remember him sliding along the track, car flipping up, hitting
Mm,
the catch fence, and straight down the side of that barrier.
yeah.
Let's hope they sorted that out this year. We'll soon find out.
Oh, I've no doubt they will. They'll have and it's one of those situations, and it's such a horrible because it's that one in a million shot.
Yeah.
You could stand there and throw that car, and you'd never hit where he hit.
No.
I always think back to, and I am going to blank on how many. It was a lot of years ago now, where a marshal was killed at Canada, and I always remember the comment: a wheel and tire that was 18 inches tall went through a gap in the fence that was 20 inches tall.
Yeah.
Hit the guy and killed him.
Mm.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's if your numbers come up, it's horrible, but Jesus Christ, that was some bad luck.
Yeah.
But no, it's. I mean, obviously the driver talked about it. Stroll in particular, I heard was very vocal.
Stroll was, after the race, Stroll was vocal.
You know, and stuff's going to be said, and is there going to be changes? I mean, there's not a lot they can change about Spa, unfortunately, because of what it is and where it is.
That's not just, like I say, it's not just Formula One that uses Spa either. It's
Oh, all levels of motorsport.
there's
The superbikes race there.
yeah, they do
I
it.
say that's normally the big one for pushing safety is the superbike, because obviously
Well, they do it at Red Bull. That's what they do at the Red Bull ring. That's why they.
that's why we got rid of all the sausage curbs that year, wasn't it? Because they found out the superbikes hit those.
Well, it wasn't just for it wasn't just for superbikes. It was because of incident that caught to spark the whole thing off as well. No, there was certain bits that were changed at Austria Red Bull ring
I
to
mean,
accommodate the superbikes.
yeah, as far as I was aware, a lot of the sausage curb debacle was because if a bike hit them, the guy was going to register on local airport radar.
Mm. And yeah, going back to um, Austria, I mean, I've
Well, let's start because I think we both agree. Neither of us saw practice, neither of us saw the sprint shootout,
no.
so we can't comment about those, unfortunately. Apologise. Life gets in the way of these things. I was quite lucky I got to see as much as I did, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm
But
definitely not going to be able to see practice at Silverstone due to timings.
no, I'm hoping to hit record on quali and watch it later.
Mm.
At least I'm not trying to fit quali and the sprint. You know, the sprint race, to be honest, made it awkward. As much as I will say, what a weekend of racing. If you ignore the front, and I can't believe I'm saying that.
What do you mean if you ignore the front?
Well, apart from one move on Leclerc, which I will come to in the race, the front sort of went off and did its own thing. But the rest of the
I'm on
field,
about the sprint.
yeah, well, we've got quali to get through first,
I
which
know.
I will say, as much as I love the guy, what the fuck was Perez doing?
Exactly. This is what I mean.
It's keep it inside the line. He was trying to
Perez,
do what he was trying to do what I did to Alan last week. I'm sure of it.
yeah, but Perez had a mare.
What was it? 3 times he had a lap disqualified in Q2, which then meant he didn't make Q3.
Yeah. He just, yeah, just.
I mean, he wasn't the only driver, don't get me wrong, but he was the only one who got that many disallowed as far as I'm aware.
Um, I believe, yeah, I believe so. He just wasn't. I don't know what it was. I mean, they were. I mean, we talk about the FIA being consistent and non-consistent, but Jesus, holy Christ, that was overpower.
Was it though? I mean, we had this little bit of a discussion before we came online. And I still stand by a simple fact: if you go outside the white lines, that's it. If you make that the golden rule, it's that simple. And it's the same for every driver. There is a way to drive that lap without going outside that white line.
Yeah, Fernando Alonso found that one out.
I think Russell got very little penalty. Norris didn't get a lot, did he? There's a few drivers that managed.
Norris he did get warnings, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, qualifying was just usual, really, apart from Perez and his little bit of a shocker.
Well done to Albon once again. I mean, to me, he is driving the wheels off that Sodding Williams right now.
Yeah, I mean, that Williams seems to be good.
That Williams has a lot of straight line speed. He's not great in corners, but he's bloody quick in a straight line. It's like I built it. It's one of my F123 cars, ridiculous in a straight line, but can't corner for toffee.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's generally how I build them, which is great because no bugger can overtake you. Because by the time you get up to speed, you've gone.
Yeah. It's. Wonder if I can just wonder if I could have a look.
I've got the quality. We had Ferrari a lot closer to Red Bull than they'd been for quite a while.
I was just trying to see if I could do a lap by. I was just seeing what the lap by lap thing was all about for qualifying. I mean, that just doesn't help me at all. Yeah, I mean, Ferrari had pace. The problem is with the Ferrari is they are good in a one lap situation. Race pace, still not there.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, at least the Ferrari managed a race of the Red Bull Ring without detonating this year.
That is true, because it was at the Red Bull Ring that it detonated, didn't it?
But yeah, so qualifying, like we say, I mean, obviously now Norris drove his heart out. So we had a Haas in the top 10, we had the Williams. Okay, it takes a Red Bull to drop out, don't get me wrong, but...
We had one Merc in the top 10.
One Merc, yeah. Yeah, Russell just missed out.
Yeah, he missed out because he got pushed. So, remember what Right, okay, so, to clarify, I said to Alan and David that there was some news that was on the development that De Vries' seat was under scrutiny before summer break. Well, it's now been quashed by Horner.
I will say, Horner said the exact right thing. You don't say publicly that a driver's seat's under threat while they're driving for you.
Well, maybe he should tell Helmut Marko to shut his fucking mouth then. Because it was him that said it.
Because the comments were about him and about Perez as well, and Christian said the exact right thing, which is, no, there are drivers, they're driving for us.
Yeah, well, Helmut Marko should learn to shut his fucking gob.
Which is exactly what you should say, because you don't go around telling the driver. You don't go around telling a driver that his seat's under threat, because that's really going to motivate him.
It wasn't that. Helmut Marko had been speaking to some fucking German reporters. And that's what it had been about.
But we kind of go back to what we've had this discussion before.
Yeah, he may be an old guy. Yes, he may be some fucking big wig up in the Red Bull lot, but it's like, look.
Watch what you're saying, yeah.
Or
watch who you're saying it to.
Yeah, but it's like, if the drivers speak out about the FIA, they get fucking bollocked for that.
Oh, yeah.
They get bollocked by the FIA. So why? What gives Helmut Marko the right, and I don't give a shit, I am a Red Bull fan, but this has really annoyed me, what gives him the right to go out and say that about them two drivers, if it's not true.
I will say what what Horner put out as public may not represent what's going on under the surface.
AlphaTauri by next year are not going to be AlphaTauri.
No.
They're not. They're rebranding. I know that for a fact. But yes, okay, De Vries showed promise at Monza when he stepped in, but the car was a lot better than the piece of shit he's got now.
Yeah, the AlphaTauri this year.
So,
I mean, let's be fair, Yuki's sort of out driving it a little bit at the moment. I think he's actually coming on a lot stronger than maybe we've given him credit for in the past.
well, yeah, but this is what I mean. Yuki stepped up since Gasly buggered off. But Yuki had a bit of a shocker and all in the race. But
before the race, there's the sprint.
Well, we know
which
that.
was some of the best racing we've seen in quite a while.
I mean, okay, Baku sprint, meh. That was exciting.
Oh, throw a bit of wet weather into a sprint race, and wow, it gets interesting.
Allow the two Red Bulls to fight.
Oh yeah, Perez. I'd say Helmut's comments possibly worked in that Perez felt the need to stake a claim, shall we say?
It was getting a bit tasty.
Well, it was when he had Verstappen pretty much off the track going up the second straight. We were getting visions of the two Mercs at Barcelona that year.
Yeah.
Rosberg and Hamilton that time.
It wasn't, yeah, but a bit like Russell and Hamilton during qualifying.
Oh yeah.
This year.
I'm going back. Was it 2016? Rosberg and Hamilton managed to collide up at turn 3.
Yeah.
And took each other out.
I mean, Max underbraked himself and was heading straight for the rear end of Perez. I was like, oh shit.
Which they managed to avoid, but was it Hulkenberg into the mix?
Yeah, it's just like, what the hell is going on? It was just crazy. It was good racing. Was good racing.
Like I said, we actually had a really good weekend. Like I said, I kind of have to go by the ignore first place, and the rest of the field actually gave us some really good racing this weekend.
I mean, considering Norris was in 3rd and Hulkenberg were in 4th for the sprint grid.
Yeah.
And obviously the Ferraris were in a bit of trouble. Because didn't Leclerc get penalty? For impeding.
Max got looked at for one, but it never come to anything, did it?
No.
If I remember right.
But, you had the likes of Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Hulkenberg, Sainz, Alonso and Stroll. And then Ocon, Leclerc, K-Mag, Albon, Gasly, Tsunoda, De Vries, Russell, all the way down in 15th.
Hamilton in 18th.
Yeah, Hamilton back in 18th. And it was just like, this is about to get tasty. Even with the Mercs back there,
yeah,
it was going to get feisty. And oh boy,
I'm kind of disappointed now that the sprint no longer dictates the grid for Sunday, Because you look at that finishing order from the race, Hamilton's still in 10th, Leclerc in 12th. I think that would have given us an interesting...
Yeah, and the fact that you had Sainz and Stroll and Alonso up there, and Hulkenberg, you know what I mean?
That could have given us a very interesting race, but we've now done...
To be honest...
Sprint shootout now dictates the grid for the sprint, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The qualifying we did on Friday was the grid for Sunday.
Yes. I mean, who decided to cock that one up? Big style. Oh, wait. Stefano Domenicali. Um,
Good old Liberty Media. I do like a lot of what they've done, but yeah, sometimes it's.
I don't honestly, I don't like the new format because if you've noticed, even well, I've never seen it, but it's a mandatory tyre they have to run in the sprint shootout.
Well, obviously that would obviously be null and void if there was, say, wet conditions or whatever.
Yeah, if there was wet conditions, it would have to
I mean,
be
I mean,
that. But
they already got rid of the rule that said you had to start the race on your Q2 set of tyres,
yeah, I know.
which was great news for me because it means I can run softs and still start on hards.
You can run
But
softs and still start on hards.
you can run softs in qualifying and still
Oh
start the
yeah,
race on
yeah,
hards.
yeah.
Whereas
You start on
with the
hards
old
then.
system, I would have had to qualify on hards,
Mm.
to have those tyres for the race. So it's good news for me, but I must admit it added a bit of tacticalness because you think to yourself, if you knew your car had the speed to get to Q3, do you
Yeah,
qualify on mediums just to make sure, just so you get them for the race?
yeah.
You had that bit of tactics you could think and you could use. Someone like the Red Bulls probably could get away with running the mediums in Q2 and still comfortably get
Mm.
themselves into third, qualifying three, whereas some of them cars
Yeah.
down the bottom end of the 10, less likely.
Mm. Sorry, I was just having a quick, obviously look through the F1 site, and then they showed the McLaren for Silverstone.
Yeah, the chrome livery. I mean, it's had a chrome livery on it most of the year, but not that kind.
Mm.
Boom, boom. I still love that tweet of theirs, show chrome wheels on an F1 car.
Yeah.
It was just the chrome logos.
Mm.
Nerd puns.
But yeah, like we said, one of the sprint has to be probably the better one of how many sprints we had.
2 so far this year. We've still got about 4 to go.
We only
Or
had
did we lose one
we've
in one of
only
the
had
races we lost?
one, haven't we?
We've had 2. Baku and Austria.
Yeah, no, it's Baku and Austria, but we would have that would have been the
Third, I'm pretty
third
sure we lost
because we'd
one.
lost. Was it Imola?
Could have been. Was Imola supposed to be a sprint weekend?
Uh,
Give me a sec. Won't tell me because it all got null and voided, so it won't give me.
just got called off.
Yeah. Where you click on it on the website, it just comes up, no results currently available.
Mm.
Which is annoying, but
Race program. No.
yeah, I'm pretty sure we should have had a third one that. Well, it could have been either China or Imola because they're the 2 races we've lost.
Yeah, I think it was Imola that was going to be the next sprint. I'm
I would
trying
say
to.
that makes more sense, but actually, probably because China would actually be a good track for a sprint.
Yeah,
That
I'm.
massive long back straight.
Oh yeah, I was just trying to think of whether it was because of. I'm trying to think of the game.
I can't remember now because
Don't know.
China obviously doesn't appear in the game, or it hasn't for me.
China
Or
is
I
in
just
the.
not got far enough.
No, China's in the game. Just doesn't go on the calendar.
Obviously, you can add it in, but you can't.
I think you can add it in, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Because I think Portugal was in there and all. But yeah, the sprint was. It was good. It was a good race. I mean, obviously the bloody Red Bulls. Wouldn't you love to have been a fly on the wall at the end to hear what they were saying to each other?
Oh yeah.
Because that was just. You could
That
see
was good.
they were a bit pissed at each other.
I wanted to visit each other. I think Max was probably annoyed that he didn't just get let through it. But like I say, I think Perez really does believe that he's driving for his seat right now, and he's probably not far off the truth.
To be honest, I think Red Bull would be a fucking fool to get rid of Perez.
You know I'm going to agree with you on that one.
I'm sorry, but Perez is a bloody good driver. Okay,
Perez,
he doesn't all, he's had his struggles, but
Perez is a fantastic second driver. I'll say that. I don't think he would ever lead a team, and I generally don't like the fact I'm saying that, but that's honestly what I believe. I don't think he's quite got it to lead a team.
neither's Yuki, but Yuki's having a bloody good go.
Well, Yuki's sort of been thrown at it, hasn't he? But you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
the thing about Max is, and he proved it in the race. He got back up there.
Oh yeah.
We said it the last year when Albon was in that car. He would go nowhere. He would, if he started bad, he'd disappear.
Yeah.
Perez doesn't. Perez fights.
We know Perez fights. Jesus.
You know, he had some great battles. I actually didn't vote for him for driver of the day in the end, but he had some blooming great battles.
No, I give Norris.
Likewise, I actually think he deserved it. It was a great drive from him.
Yep.
Watching him drive around a complaining Hamilton was beautiful. You know, I'll take watching a McLaren drive around a Mercedes any day of the week.
The customer car driving round the.
Yeah, the customer car leaving you behind. And then for the final at the end with the amended results for Hamilton to get dropped below Russell.
Yep. But
I know we've talked about him in the past a lot, but by God, his moaning was on another level that race.
he wouldn't just shut. Okay, Norris got him first
When Toto had to come onto the radio
to
to
tell
try
him to
and
just drive the
calm him
car.
down.
Well, just to tell him to drive the car. Look, I know the car's bad. Just drive it. It's in other
Yeah.
words, shut the fuck up. Stop your bitching and just get on with it.
Get on with your job, yeah.
You get paid enough. I mean, okay, sometimes when Max starts complaining, I'll roll my eyes because it's like, oh, Max, just shut the fuck up and just drive. You know what I mean?
The thing is, every driver does it. Every driver does it. We don't hear 2/3 of it.
No.
They're all trying to get one up on each other. It's the little mind games. Alonso's a beauty at it.
I know he is.
He can play the mind games better than pretty much anybody else on that grid. I'm sure if he wasn't in F1, he'd be a psychiatrist or something, because he's just got that. You know, there was that lovely comment from Stroll in the sprint, wasn't there? Come on, let's not fight each other and we can...
Fernando Alonso was like,
no.
Yeah,
anybody else have visions of Fernando is faster than you coming across the radio?
But it was just, yeah, I was just like, God, is he gonna continue this bitching?
He probably did. I didn't actually see any post-race stuff from him, I must admit. I saw one or two interviews. I didn't see a huge amount.
I saw the clip. I don't know where it was. No, that was Canada. I saw the clip at Canada where Norris shot down a reporter.
Like I said, I saw the bit where I think I saw him like talking to like Stroll and Alonso when say Stroll was talking about.
I saw Stroll where they was talking about the changes at Spa and all that, and he's quite vocal about it. And to be honest, if the drivers don't do anything, then they're a bit stupid. But I think they will, because I know Gasly will. Gasly will be very vocal about it. Was it Gasly? When he won at Monza, he just...
Yeah.
When he sat there that year on the podium?
He did an Italian car, didn't he? That's half of it. He was in AlphaTauri.
Yeah, and he would... Yeah, but wasn't that way...
We've said it before, and I openly joke, I was talking about it actually, because they were then, you know, to win Monza in an Italian car, in particular a red one, is, and this is coming from somebody who isn't a Ferrari fan, it is another level.
Yeah.
You are a god to the Tifosi if you win in a Ferrari.
And guess what? I can't see it happening this year.
No, I mean Leclerc's done it. Vettel managed it,
Mm,
and then it'd be Kimi, wouldn't it? Kimi's still the last F1 world champion.
yep.
I mean, I must admit, talk about timing of today. My Facebook memories was that joking comment that I put up. I think it was a year ago of Charles Leclerc. I don't actually know if there's truth in it or not. I could almost believe. I'm just going to try and find it again just so I can quote it correctly.
Mm. But
If you want to just pad for a second.
yeah, I'm just gonna pad. But it was, I mean, the race start. I was hoping for. I was willing for a little bit of wet weather, just a little bit of wet weather, to spice
Yeah, I know what
things
you
up
mean.
a bit. No, but I think the stewards did that themselves. Jesus Christ. I know we bitch and moan, you know. Sometimes I go on my FIA rant and say, you know, there's no consistency. Yes, they were being consistent about track limits, but I noticed when I was just having a scroll through Facebook and Twitter, just having a quick flick through Crofty's Twitter about it all, and there are massive Hamilton fans on there, were bitching at Perez.
Here we are, the comments. It was a year ago and say it seems to fit, and it's Leclerc. He says, my dream is to win the WC with Ferrari like Seb. Reporter. Wait, when did Seb win the WC with Ferrari? Leclerc. No, but he used to dream about it as well. It still seems as fitting today as it did
Yeah,
3rd of July 2022 for me to date when we record this.
God, yeah. But yeah, and like I said, I know we bitch about it, and it's just I get its consistency, I get its track limits, but it has to have been one of the most highest we've ever had in a race, I would guess.
And I said, this is where, for the second time, I'm a little bit torn on it because, like I say, to me, track limits are simple, but at the same time, I've said in the past, I hate races that are decided 3 hours after it finishes in the steward's room.
And that's how it. The that's how well the top three classification was as is,
Unaltered.
but it did Norris a favour. It bumped him up. It's bumped his points that he
Yeah.
picked up.
I bumped him up. It moved a few around, but
But there was a
I mean,
lot of
fair play to Aston Martin for bringing that one and barreling it through the FIA.
yeah. I don't sort of kind of don't blame them. You know,
No, I don't.
it
As we said before, every team's trying to do it. Every
it
team. That's why you hear the drivers going, "He just went outside the line."
yeah, it bumped Norris up to fourth. Did
I
it
mean,
bump?
wasn't
Did it
Hamilton
bump?
complaining about brake issues or?
Yeah, he was complaining about brake issues. That's why he couldn't stay on track apparently.
Yeah.
And it's just like, do you really have brake issues, or are you just saying that to try and save your ass from getting penalties?
I still say what I always say. Surely, if you have brake issues, you should have done quicker than everybody else.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, the amount of penalties that went on. The only retiree was Hulkenberg, because don't know what happened to his car, but his car seemed to get very smoky all of a sudden.
Yeah, it seemed to have its. I mean, funny we joked about Ferrari not detonating. I think we did watch a Ferrari engine detonate.
Was it his engine?
It certainly looked like it to me.
Yeah.
It was coming out of side pods and engine cover, which would suggest it was.
So, right at the bottom of the results page, it says, no, Verstappen scored an additional point for setting the fastest lap of the race. Well, he did on the last lap because that was genius. Have to say that was genius. The fact that he stayed behind on the detection line.
Oh, that was, like I said, that was a masterclass in driving. Was that to realise to hang back?
Where Perez struggled to do that.
Yeah.
Because he kept screwing it up every time. Max sort of hung back and then just went, right, bye. So obviously he got that.
Also, to go back for that fastest lap, I mean, credit to him, that was ballsy.
It could have gone
Because when they
extremely
were
wrong.
talking about it, I was saying, he won't do it. I was like, when you won't do it, because he was, what, 24 seconds ahead?
23 seconds.
It was 22 to do a pit stop.
But
I'm like, if one wheel nut's a little bit slow...
Yeah.
I mean, as you know, I do that trick in our races.
I know you do that trick.
But I'm usually so far up the road.
Not 20 odd seconds, and it's like... I was thinking, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? The team were like, no, not do it, and it's like... And it was just a case of flipping a switch, and it's like, right, They
Yeah,
had that much frigging confidence.
And then he came out with like 2 or 3 cars in front of him. I thought he's not going to get it because there's too much traffic, but that
He
Red Bull
did.
on a set of softs was, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Perez had it up to that point, didn't he?
Yeah, Perez had it.
No, Norris had it for a while as well.
Mm.
I think it might actually have been Norris.
It was actually Perez that had it at the time.
You sure? Yeah, because he's on
Yes.
the second fastest lap, yeah.
Yep.
Stroll has the third.
Mm.
Okay. Well, that green Red Bull continues to go fast when it needs to.
So, then it says, De Vries received a 5-second penalty for forcing another driver off track. Obviously, Sargent, Magnussen and Ocon times 2. So they got 10 seconds. De Vries and Sonoda received 5-second time penalties for exceeding track limits. Sonoda, Sainz, Hamilton, Gasly, Albon, Ocon times 2. And De Vries also received an extra 10-second penalty.
Does that mean Ocon actually got 30 seconds of penalties? If I'm reading 2 times 5, that's 10. And then 2 times 10, that's another 20.
Well, Ocon ended up back up in 14th.
Did he actually get 30 seconds of penalties? Did he get close to what I got in that Bahrain race we did that year?
Jesus Christ. What it is so Yuki got 5 seconds, he served it. Yuki
But
then
didn't
got
serve it right or something.
yes, so then he got an additional penalty for not serving it. So like De Vries and that was the track limits. De Vries got a 5-second originally, served it, then got extra penalties, an extra 10 on top. Because it I think it was either Crofty or Ted or whoever it was. They tried to explain that you get a 5-second penalty, but then it resets. So even though you got the 5 seconds,
you'll get another 5 seconds.
It then resets to 3. You do the 3 again, you get another 5 seconds. But then, obviously, there was that much going on or whatever. I'm guessing it was more than the cameras could catch, because it was going a bit batshit. And then, I'm guessing that's why, additionally after the race, there was all these 10-second penalties added on. It was just batshit. It was crazy. It was good.
It was good.
I agree.
Best race weekend of the season so far. Got to be up there.
Yeah.
Good old Red Bull ring. I said it from the outset. Red Bull weren't going to let anything rain on their parade, like in their own back garden. But
Not even Rocket Man.
no.
Did you not? Have you not seen that video?
No, I haven't. No.
A guy in a jetpack, guy in a jetpack at Red Bull Ring.
Oh, that woman screaming through the national anthem.
Mm, didn't see the national anthem, so there you
Oh, I did. I saw it, and yeah, you weren't missing a lot.
go. And basically, yeah, it's part of the show, and then he lands and tumbles and God knows what. Yeah, it went a bit wrong on the landing. Onto solid concrete, I might add. Onto the track.
Mm.
Um, the only thing before we close out, I guess I should have a look at the Fantasy League.
You should. You should.
So, obviously, if you're new to this, I apologise about that. This bit. If you're new to this, then if you understand when we're talking about Fantasy League, start of the season, me, Alan, and David, we created teams and we decided we'd make ourselves an F1 Fantasy League through the official website. And yeah. So at the moment, for all races, I am 2,191 points. David is 2,118.
I
So
am close. I am closing that gap
I
on you.
know you are closing that gap on me, and we seem to be running away from Alan slightly there. But who got Austria? You.
Me.
I didn't have a good one then. Why didn't I have a good one? I had two times.
You had all positives, but I think you just had low score. Apart from Max and Fernando.
Fernando, yeah. So why did you? Who did you do so well with then?
My Mexican missile.
Perez. You had two times down on Perez, didn't you? Yeah. Oh, you had Norris and all. And Sainz, Ocon, and Alonso.
I've got a pretty strong team together. I still think the cost cap on this is a little bit too high. The fact that I can put that team together and still have $1 million to spare. To me, you shouldn't be able to have such a strong lineup. In my opinion, these things are supposed to be about compromise. You put a really good driver in, but you may have to suffer. But anyway, I'm not going to argue right now because it's paying me dividends.
It is.
Because what did I was nearly 60 points clear of you, so that's why I'm cutting that gap down.
That's what I mean. Oh, you did.
Right now, about 70 points behind you. Literally one good weekend, I could be in front.
But that'll be. You'd have to have a sprint weekend though.
73 points I am behind you.
Yeah, but you'd have to have a sprint.
And just shy of over 200 clear of Alan.
Well, I know I'm clear of Alan. And it's just like, yeah, okay. I mean, it's. Why did Alan have such a bad?
I don't know.
That's the thing. He had it two times on down on Max.
Yeah, his first team looked strong. Hamilton, I guess, is the big one that lost him there. But no, because Hamilton's got more points than Norris, Alonso, and Stirling. He didn't have a bad, I think, looking at his first team, rough races. He didn't have bad, it's just nobody was brilliant.
No.
His second team, once again, he's all positives.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't.
And his third team.
Yeah. I just don't know. It's something's done him somewhere.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But we're a long way to go yet, so there's no point counting your chickens.
I'm not counting my chickens yet. Maybe need to make some changes for Silverstone.
So, you got any predictions for Silverstone?
Have I hell? Well, I don't want to really predict because we stopped the predictions a long time ago, but it's going to be a Red Bull. Unless Red Bull have a shocker, it's probably going to be Max at the front.
Yeah.
I'd say Leclerc possibly because Leclerc was strong at Silverstone. Leclerc's a possibility. Perez, if he can keep his form up, will be a possibility, and I'd like to see Norris up there.
Yeah, likewise.
And obviously Alonso's a possibility as well. I'm going to say Hamilton's probably a possibility, but it depends how the Merc reacts, and well, just depends on what the Great British Weather's going to do as well.
Yeah, that could be the other one. Couldn't we know what we've had over the last few days?
Yeah, wind.
Well, talking about the weather, not you personally, mate.
Funny. No, but we've had obviously wind and rain, and
No, I.
it's Silverstone's the one that I do look forward to.
Mm.
Not because we're British either. It's just
Yeah,
generally sometimes Silverstone has provided good race.
it's a spot where a lot of upgrades always turn up to, and it's a spot where a lot of
A lot of upgrades will be turning up because a lot of the upgrades were supposed to turn up at Imola, didn't, and then
yeah.
they've left them till Silverstone. So
But it's like it's most teams' home venue.
well,
So
like what have we got? Who've we got a home team? Aston Martin.
that's it. With the exception of Ferrari, AlphaTauri, and Red Bull, I think every other team is UK based.
Red Bull's Milton Keynes.
Yeah, but the class is Austria, aren't they?
The class is Austrian.
That's
Yeah,
why
but
we get the Austrian national anthem when they
yes,
win.
but Mercedes get German anthem.
Because yeah,
No,
no, I always, I mean, Mercedes is just around the corner from Silverstone. I mean,
yeah,
Aston Martin, I literally had directly across the road. I don't know if they've still got it because I don't know if the big new factory's on the same site or if they've actually moved.
but that's what I mean. So yeah, Mercedes is classed as German, but they have
Because technically, the
a
Mercedes car company is. I
well,
mean, Ferrari do some building work in the UK, even though obviously they are Italian.
yeah,
They do have production in the UK. Everybody does.
but Mercedes is based at Brackley.
Hmm. It's not far from Silverstone. If you go on Google Maps, you can find it
Then there's
because it's on Nicky Lauda Road.
there's is it Woking? One of them's based as well.
Woking.
Yeah, is that McLaren? Or is that AlphaTauri? No. God, I can't think. Uh,
AlphaTauri are Scuderia.
True. Don't know. Completely gone blank.
Doesn't take a lot for you, does it?
No. But 3 o'clock race. So obviously, anybody wants to tune into Silverstone, it's 12:30 to 1:30, 4 till 5 for FP1 and FP2. Obviously, Saturday it's 11:30 till 12:30 for FP3, 3 o'clock till 4 qualifying, and then 3 o'clock
Yeah.
race on the Sunday. Is there anything you want to round out with?
Not really. No, I think we've covered what I wanted to say. Just to say, like I said, best race of the year so far to me. Austria, a track that I have campaigned is a great track for years, proved itself in my book,
Yeah.
and I'm happy to see it on the calendar till at least 2030.
Oh yeah, it is on the calendar, isn't it?
They announced just before the race that they've signed the extension deal.
That's true.
So, it's like I say, I'm not arguing. It's a great circuit that's well worth its place on the calendar.
Yeah.
But no, just thank everyone for listening. Thank you for listening on various podcasting apps, on YouTube, on wherever you choose to, carrier pigeon, whatever you're using. And be sure to hit that like, subscribe, follow, whichever button's just below. As long as it's not the close.
So, yeah, this podcast will be out. Obviously, as you know, we try and keep them up on a Friday, but obviously this will be out on a Friday. This will be out on the Friday. Then, obviously, Silverstone, Friday after that. Then the only time you won't get any podcasts, summer break, might do a bit of filler and thing. We don't know yet.
Yeah,
we're
hoping to get
see.
some F1 23 live streams in. Is our plan.
Yeah, that is the plan.
If something comes along worth discussing, I'm sure we will bring it to you. It's one of those. If the summer break, we're not going to sit here and say, "Well, friggles happened this week, hasn't it?"
Well, like I said, we won't know unless it became silly season again, which it's not going to be. Unless it became silly season, then
you never know yet.
Not
Don't
with
you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
not with the way Alonso's going. It won't be silly season.
Hamilton announces his retirement just at the start of it, and oh boy, it all throws into.
Don't quote him on that, by the way. Don't hold him to that.
No, don't. The point I'm trying to make is you're saying nothing will happen. Trust me, the world of F1 manages to find ways to surprise us on a pretty regular basis.
Well, that's very true. That's very true. So yeah. So thank you for listening, and we shall see you next time. Obviously, thank you to David for being here again.
Thank you for having me, sir. It's always a pleasure.
It's good fun. So we shall see you on the next one. So until then.
Later, folks.
Goodbye for now.